I used to have this over here in this corner. It would get really, really hot, okay, because of the heat. You stand next to a metal garage door and you just feel it's baking you like an egg, right? So I went to the Habitat for Humanity store and I found these, they're just styrofoam they use for insulation or whatever in walls or buildings. And I cut them out myself with an X-Acto knife and I inserted them in. Huge difference. But I also took my worm bins away from that side. I put them in the middle over here. Okay, you see another one here. I also, with the Riverside County Waste Management, we do worm bin classes too. So here's my worm bin. And all you do is you take 2 bins, and they need to be food grade. You take a step drill, make these holes right here, okay, all the way around. You use this window mesh to, with a glue gun, just so the worms don't escape, because they'll crawl all up and around, and you can see all these remnants. This is all from the worms. And what I normally do is wet newspaper, and then you just fold it on top of each other, and you create kind of a cap here. Some of these too, they'll say, you might find, they say to cut out right here, but I find that makes it all evaporate. I don't need any of the moisture to evaporate from here. And then what I also do is I double stack it in here. I've put foam from, say, packing, and I'll show you right here, right there, and I'll recycle that tea container. I put it out here so nobody will drink it, right? And feed your plants. It's got a little bit of nutrients in it.
So is it draining out?
It is draining out. I also put
holes in the bottom.
I also put holes in the bottom. I could show you. Holes in the bottom.
Like one in each corner?
Yeah, at least. Just like you would if you had a bin outside and it might get water in it.
So that all comes from inside there? Or did you
I actually put water in there.
put some water in
and
there?
it helps to keep moisture.
Keep it moist.
Keep
Okay,
it
cool.
moist. And also too, and I left this kind of uncovered. You're not supposed to do this, but I've got it. I'm gonna, you can look in here. Here, I'm gonna show you my worms.
You're not supposed to like mix it up.
You're not supposed to leave the food exposed. You want to dig the food in.
Got it.
So the way to make, initially make your worm, but I put it on here to show you because I just put it in here this last week. So you can see it's already getting broken down. This was
Egg cartons
and
paper towels.
yeah, egg cartons, anything cardboard,
Yeah.
anything synthetic. Like say if there was a label on this orange, I'm gonna find it in there because they're never gonna touch it. Okay, it's that sticky and smooth surface, shiny paper. So the way to start out the worms is literally you tear up newspaper. Okay, and you want to tear it up and not shred it because it's kind of like that compost bin where I was telling you the grass gets wet and you can't break it up anymore. Shredded newspaper can happen as well. So you want to just rip it up by hand, but moisten it and then put it in here with your worms. That's it. That's all you
No
need to
dirt,
feed them.
no
Nothing.
soil, no nothing.
There's no dirt or soil here. All this is from the worms. From newspaper, from cardboard, from fruit and vegetables. And the one thing I didn't point out down there, and it's the same applies here, is when you do put fruit or vegetables in, any kind of green, you want to dig it in here like this and put it on top. Yeah, for the flies. And the compost bin, it's for the rodents, okay? Rodents and animals. And you can see here, this just breaks right up. This was an egg carton. I hate to throw these things away. I really do. And these worms, I had been doing a slow compost pile down there, and I had actually, this was after the snow. I thought, oh, this thing died. It stopped my compost automatically. You know, I actually turned the compost during the snow because I knew it was at 150, and it was. I turned it, but then because there was snow still on the ground, it didn't melt for a whole week or two.
That's so amazing.
I had to, it just kind of went dead, and I thought, But I still would mix grass and stuff in there every once in a while. And one day I'm thinking, oh, okay, I'm going to use this stuff. I dig up, and at the bottom are all these worms. So this is where my worms started from. This kind of worm, this is a red wiggler. It has no eyes, no teeth, no bones. It's hermaphroditic.
Hermaphroditic, yeah.
Hermaphroditic. It produces up to 2 cocoons per week. They look like little tapioca. Oh, look, maybe that's one. They look like little tapioca. Oh, yeah, that is one. See that? Oh, it's got a funny little shape to it. They have 5 hearts, like organs, called aoric arches. It's
Where
like a
are you
little
looking at?
tapioca right there.
Oh, that.
That?
Yeah, I
Cool.
think that's one. I can find more. So that's basically it. And I'll show you. Well, when you want to harvest, like you can see I have a lot of that I could harvest here. And what I'll do is I'll literally move all the food stuff to this side, and they'll start to gravitate this way. If I really wanted to move them all and harvest that side, I'd put food in here and make sure nothing edible is in here, and they would all move to this side. I could do it right now. The way we teach it, if it's like this, is you actually put it in a pile on a table. This is a slow method, and then
Wait for it.
no, just brush. Look, there's some worm compost. Oh wait, here, I think this is one of those. Right there. Ah! Did I just drop it? It was an egg. Oh, I'll find another one. So that's what you would do. Or, you know, really just move, if you don't want to go through handful by handful. When we're out in the field teaching a class, we'll take this and we'll do piles like that and show them, but this is what we give people to start. We'll put this in a little container, and here's your starter worms right here. You want some worms? Need some worms?
That's awesome.
I'll give you some.
Oh,
I'll give you
sweet.
some. So there you go.
That's all
Now,
you need to start.
for instance, if you have watermelon, you get a whole watermelon, and what do? I can't put all those rinds, but they're perfect. Put them in the freezer like squash, all these other things, because when you put something like that in the freezer, what happens? It turns to mush, right? You just did half the work for these worms. On a hot day, you put it in here. Oh, dessert! It's ice cream and icy.
Good idea.
Already mushy. Oh, they love it. They love it, love it, love it. So, you know, again, keep them in a cool environment and just keep them wet. I have a little watering can right here, which I barely put that cardboard on top today. This one I have here,
Yeah.
recycled cardboard. You're reusing recycled cardboard I could put it at the bottom of my compost too, to let it break down maybe. Or you're trying to reduce weeds or starting a new planting bed, cardboard, put it at the bottom. You're like, oh, weeds, you know, put it down. The worms will gravitate toward it, just like this, and they'll eat it up. You'll have a rich compost. Instead of putting worm compost in there, attract the worms. So all I do is make sure that this is damp. I see some dry spots, and I know I'm good. And also too, if I see worms that have, you know, somehow, they'll elongate themselves, you know, they stretch it.
Start come out.
They've escaped and they're all dried and dead around here. That has happened to me. I learned because when I had it over there, I was telling them I used to have them right there on those shells right there, and they were right next to the yeah. And I put these panels in. I put these panels in to insulate. It's made a huge difference in here.